Hello and a warm welcome along to today's United Kingdom Talk. Now we're out of the studio again. Sitting next to me on my right hand side is a dear friend. A dear friend. Someone who takes the mick as often as he can out of me by getting me to work at his places for nothing. It's my friend publican Justin Peacock. Yes, clap hands everyone. I can't hear any clapping going on, can you?
No.
You look very nervous, Justin. I don't want you to be nervous when you're sitting with a celebrity as I am. Can I say you're looking very white today? Were you out last night?
Out last night. Very late night.
You are hot. All your little pores are open because Justin has actually done a lot of preparation for the show today. Those of you watching the show on YouTube, I'm sorry to tell you, I was kind of hoping one of the expensive shirts were going to come out, but instead we've got this old... What was this old...
Credit Crunch.
Black jumper. What's that say on it? Boss. What does that mean? Of course, you're the boss of the pub. Justin, if you haven't heard me talk about him before, he runs a pokey little pub up north called the Steam Coach in Boxmoor, and we are in the English rolling countryside in a small, quaint little village known as Hemel, Hempstead. A place where a lot of people said should have been bombed years ago. What do you say to that, Mr. Justin Peacock, international famous publican?
We're actually in a little village called Boxmoor, not Hemel Hempstead.
Oh.
It's on the outskirts of Hemel Hempstead.
Oh, right. But you're still near the big transmitter.
We are.
Which I'm hoping one day will be carrying this programme.
Hopefully.
Now, how long have you been publican in this place?
10 years.
Do you like it?
I love it.
Do you love the job?
I love the job.
A lot of people say publicans, you know, big flash car, massive house. Probably you're having trouble paying the mortgage on a large house somewhere or something like that. What's the attraction? Why on earth? Because before you are the governor here, that's it. There's no one else. You own this. Would you own it or what?
I own it.
You actually own this place, and there's no one above you. Now, you did run a place with someone before, yeah?
Yeah. Used to be a manager.
But I suppose the answer's going to be the same sort of thing. Why on earth would you want to run a pub? Why?
It's the socialising. It's meeting people and having a laugh. You know how I like to have a drink.
I think we know that, boys and girls. This man has rung me up so many times drunk out of his head. It's unbelievable.
No.
Usually while driving along the road drunk.
No,
I'm
not
afraid
anymore.
to say.
Not anymore.
Eh?
Not anymore.
Are you saying you don't drink as much as you did?
No, I've cut down.
So, how can you, run in a pub? You must have people moaning left, right and centre all the time.
You can't please everybody. You can't.
How do you deal with that?
You take it on board, then you do nothing.
It was... I have to tell you, I work the sound for cabaret and that sort of thing. If I'm working with another sound person or something, there is, on the equipment console, there is what we call a D.F.A button. Okay, so because some people are easy, singers are easy to work with. Some singers are not easy to work with, right? And some of them say, turn it, I can't hear it. They're deaf. Most singers are deaf, okay? And they're always screaming at you to turn it up. And you say to your mate, can you turn up the D.F.A fader? Oh, yeah, OK, mate. And he said, is that any better now? And they usually say, oh, it's much better now. D.F.A, do you know what that stands for?
No idea.
Does Faniel. Does Faniel. Actually, the word fanny is not the word. It's not actually the word, but it is F-U something. Does F-all.
Right.
So that is the D.F.A button, and it's very useful if you've got a singer there who's a bit of a tantrum.
Can we name names?
We cannot, you know me, we cannot ever name names or be irresponsible like that.
We can hint heavily.
Now, tell us about your lovely pub here in Boxmoor. You say you've been here 10 years.
Oh, we're going to do a tour a bit later.
Did you say, I think we will do a tour, yes. We will do a tour.
Yeah.
And we want to see how you change, how a pub works. Right? There'll be people listening or watching the show who don't understand how a pub works. For example, tell me your day. Right, what time of the day do you have to get up in the morning? I suppose, different times depending on what's happening.
It depends on what you've got on, if you've got functions on, if you've got parties, dinners, deliveries. It just depends.
On a delivery day?
The morning will start at 7:30.
Are you saying, is that when they knock on the door, or is that when you get up?
They can knock on the door between 7 and 7:30.
Okay.
But you have to try and be up half an hour before so you can speak to them.
Why would you want to talk to these people?
Because you have to make sure you've got everything in.
Can't you just give them a key?
No way.
Why not?
There's nothing left. Nothing left.
7:30 in the morning, they're knocking on the door. So what's happening? There's a big lorry outside.
Big lorry with all the barrels, the beer,
Right.
bottles, spirits, wines.
Do they bring the actual stuff downstairs?
They bring it downstairs. But
Can we see how this happens? Right, I'm going to move out with the camera and I'll follow you around with the camera. Now this will be fun because there's only one mic, so you can't go too far from me.
It's fine.
Okay? Don't worry about going too far from me. Take this camera off here. 1 minute now. This is fun, isn't it, eh? Never done anything like this before, I tell you.
Awful, really. I'm not photogenic when I hangover.
Eh?
You're not still recording.
Of course we're still recording. We don't stop the show and edit it.
Edit out.
I haven't got time to do editing.
Yes.
Oh, show us your lovely bar lady. What's her name? There she is. Look, working
Michelle,
away.
working away.
It's Michelle. Lovely Michelle. Let's just follow her quickly. Is she a hard worker, this young lady? She looks a bit embarrassed, to be honest.
She's my most expensive ornament.
Yeah, can you follow her?
One's got.
Follow her quickly. Follow her. Take us into the kitchen. What time of the day is it at the moment, then, Justin?
It now is 2:10 on a Tuesday afternoon.
2:10 on a Tuesday afternoon. Michelle's giving out the food, and here we have. Oh, look at that! Can we just have a look at that food? Sausage and mash.
Yeah, with a bit
Well,
of
can we have a bit of that, Peter?
No, you can't, mate.
This is Peter the chef.
Hi.
What does Justin like to work for?
What does he like to... What do you have to stand so close? What does he like to work for?
Well, don't you like me standing close?
Not really.
Why is that then?
You're just ugly. Close. It's a bit upset, to be
That's
honest.
not nice, is it? Oh, carry on, carry on.
What does he like to work for?
Yeah.
In what sense?
Well, I mean, does he pay wages well or not?
The wages are pretty good, but I'd like him be around a little bit more.
He's not here all the time.
He's always off.
Where he's going out.
Oh, you've sworn, and that will be bleeped out.
That's okay. Yeah, I would just wish he was here a bit more. I'm left with Sylv quite a lot, you see. Although I love Sylv, she can see this, isn't she? I love Sylvia to pieces.
Yeah.
But as it is Justin's pub and he pays the wages, it'd be nice to see him a little bit more.
What do you say on that one then? I'm the boss and I can do anything I
I have
like.
meetings.
A lot of the time he's off drinking and partying.
How drunk does he get? Are we talking a
Well, I
couple
don't
of...
know how drunk he gets, but the state of him this morning.
You've been out with him a few times at night though,
I've
haven't
drank
you?
with him a few times, it's a bit scary sometimes.
Terrible.
It's a worry that he's should be let out.
And you're head chef here now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Because you were taken on and you were, what's the word, brought up to that level, weren't you?
Yeah.
You weren't head chef.
No.
He looks after you, doesn't he?
yeah.
Nice little bonus at Christmas, £500 or £600
I'm
perhaps.
because I've been working very hard in December.
What's this you're cooking here? I mean, it looks like a dog's dinner to me. What is that there?
It's gonna be stuffing, but it's halfway in the process at the minute.
Okay.
I had to stop with orders.
What I've never understood is, like, I've come here when I used to work here on a Friday, right? And there used to be people in and out having dinners and that,
Yeah.
and you never managed to find me a couple of old roast potatoes that no one wanted. Bit disappointing, that, Peter.
Yeah, mate, the roast potatoes are so good here. There's just no left.
Where-
You've got
do
to
you-
pay for it.
Would you like your own pub?
No.
Are you happy doing what you're doing now? And you just got where do you want to be in 10 years?
I don't want to be in here in 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, I'm it's a big world, isn't it? I want to be honest, I want to be a fitness instructor.
Right.
So
I can see that you go down the
Yeah,
gym. I'm
so-
just going to
so-
show. Can we
so-
just see a muscle? Oh my God! Oh my! Look at that muscle there.
Hang on.
Not only that, not only is it a muscle, but there's a tattoo on it as well.
I've got tattoos all over me. One
It's-
I can't show you.
It's well, perhaps you can. I don't know. No,
Justin's seen it.
maybe not. Yeah, I
Justin
expect he has.
hasn't.
Thank you for talking to the friends.
Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. Right, Justin, we're meeting your stuff.
through to the bar.
Shall we see if Michelle wants a little chat with us now?
No, I don't. Bugger off.
Oh, there she is. Now, no swearing, please, Michelle. tell me.
What?
Your turn. Your turn to get it out in the open, right?
Yeah.
What's he like to work with?
I couldn't honestly say on air.
Oh, come on, darling. You must. Are you likely to get a £500 or £600 bonus at Christmas coming up or anything like that?
I've been here 4 years, darling, and still no pay rise. So.
You're having a laugh.
No.
Is that right?
That's right.
Is that right, Justin? And you've
gets
got the
looked after.
audacity.
I get looked after. I can't know.
In what way do you get looked after?
We have nights out and things like that. So it's not just a
Oh, that
friend
old
as
one.
well.
A dinner every few months and that covers it all,
That
does
covers it all, yeah.
Terrible. Thank you, Michelle, for talking to our friends and loyal listeners. And keep your hands off those. Oh my God. Walker's crisps. Boxes and boxes of Walker's crisps. We'll have a few of those later on. Right, mister.
Where are we going now? Where do you want
Take
to
us
go
outside the pub. We want to go outside the pub and tell us how this all works with the. So the what do you call this bloke who brings the deliveries in?
The drayman.
The drayman. He just parks outside here where it says "Keep clear."
Yes. Into the
Whose rusty old BMW is that? Look at that. You
Vintage.
You allow cars
vintage.
like that to park outside your property?
I do. It's vintage.
Awful. Right. So he comes in. He parks here on the road.
He does.
And he goes down a little hole down there, does he?
Delivery hatch,
Open that up. Does it open up or can't you open it from
I have to
outside?
open it from the inside, but we can go downstairs.
We'd like to go
inside
downstairs
to
into
have
the
a look.
cellar and see how this all works. Who takes the barrels downstairs? Is that you or
There's only
them?
one up top, one at the bottom, and me.
Oh, so there's two blokes on these vans, is there? Or lorries, whatever they are. Mustn't disturb the people eating their dinners. Right, we're now walking through the pub. The Steam Coach, once again, at a pokey little pub up north, as it's been referred to by one of our learned managers from another venue. I'm not going to fall down these stairs here, am I?
Manager.
Oh, I don't like it down here. This is like something like the Celebrity Jungle thing. Isn't it cold down here? God, blimey. Here we are.
This is the cellar.
Okay, the cellar, yes.
In room to the pub.
Here we are in the cellar. Now, I'm looking at loads of barrels. What's this? There's a hammer here. What's this for?
What's that? The real ales.
Eh?
Traditional real ales.
Traditional real ales, okay. All
Very
these
British. Very
metal
British.
barrels here. Why are there different shapes? Is there a reason for that?
Because they hold 9 gallons and they don't have any gas in them. These ones are all gassed.
Right, okay.
With CO2.
So this is where the barrels come down. It's like almost like a little railway, isn't it?
Yes, a little run.
Do you know, it reminds me of the railway at Chessington Zoo.
Really?
It's my favourite ride. Doesn't go more than 5 miles an hour, does it?
I might, yes, because when you go to Thorpe Park, you don't go on any of the rides, do you?
No, certainly not. No, there was a little train there, actually. There was a little train there, and I did have to complain to Cafe Nero.
Why?
But the dreadful woman, dear, who gave me, well, she didn't give me hassle, but the attitude, I took my tea back too milky. I'm sorry, could you make me another one? She picked up the cup, ripped the lid off, took a look out of it, slammed it down on the counter and made another one. Didn't say a word. Foreign she was, I don't know where she was from, dear.
Sure it was a seal.
Cafe, don't speak about your mother like that. That's a terrible thing to say.
Come on, let's
Right,
show you.
show us then. What happens? So you've got these barrels connected, or pipes and things like that. How do you know when they've run out?
Because each one of these is like a buoy, and they empty. And that
This is
ball-
like a.
stops the flow of the beer. So,
So
it
there's
stops
like
at the tap.
a plastic. What would you call that? A plastic. What's that called? That thing.
It's called a cellar buoy.
It's a cellar boy, and it's like a plastic. I tell you what it looks like. One of those lamps. One of those lava lamps. It's kind of a ball at the top, and it's full of beer. And I suppose when that drops down, that's it, is it?
Well, when the barrel's empty,
Yes.
that drops down, the ball stops the flow, so it doesn't come out the tap behind the bar.
Okay.
They come down, change the barrel.
I'm with you.
To the new one.
I've got to say, I'm looking around in here. I just imagined the cellar to be a dirty old place, dusty, but it's spotless down here.
Has to be.
It's absolutely spotless down down there?
At the end of the day, beer is a food, so you have to keep the standards high.
Health and safety and all that business, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Any answer? What's this big machine here? There's now a big square machine.
This is the cooler. Inside are loads and loads of pipes.
Yes.
You can have a look in there.
Yes. Can we have a look? Oh, right. Yes.
All the beer goes through those coils.
And what is that?
Ice,
Just
mate.
water in there, is it?
Just water and ice to keep it cold. And
So it's actually cooled as it comes through the pipe.
Yeah. You've got
Not.
cellar, which is a temperature.
It's cold in here anyway, but it also goes through that to keep it colder again.
Through this big black pipe is where all the beer lines go.
Yeah.
Through it runs another pipe which is constantly pumping cold water out the whole
I'm with you. How much is one of these devices then?
Well, it's actually 3
With the drinks?
yeah,
I'm with you.
with your supplier. They supply them.
Okay.
So
What
is the cellar?
What is this? There's another barrel there with a thick tube.
Yep, these are the real ales, which are very British, very traditional.
Do you have to look after those different than the other
You
ones?
do, yes. With these, you can just, as soon as they get delivered, they can come straight in,
Yeah.
and you can connect them. If it's hot in the summer, obviously you have to let them come down to the cellar temperature. But these, they have to sit for a day,
Yes.
and then we can tap one now.
Why has it got to sit for a day?
Because it's full of all the hops and the sediment, and if I just picked that up now and shook it,
Yeah.
tapped it, there would be beer absolutely everywhere,
Okay.
and it would be like mud.
I'm with you.
So
So when you get a cloudy beer, it means it just hasn't been sitting for long
yeah,
enough.
for the real ales, it hasn't been
Oh
sitting
no, I
long
didn't
enough.
know that before.
But also, if it's out of date, then it'll just turn vinegary.
Fair enough.
So yes, that is the real ales.
Good.
A lot of work.
I can see that. We're going to have to go up these stairs again. This is dangerous.
They're only 200 years old.
Oh my god. Do you get ghosts down here? Actually, no, hang on a minute. Let me come up there and we'll talk about that in a minute.
We should do.
Oh,
night
God.
vision.
Oh, that's done my back in that. There's Michelle still up here working away, aren't you, darling?
I never stopped it.
So gorgeous. You'll have a rise by the end of this, don't you, worry? Otherwise, things will have to be revealed.
I won't hold my breath.
Oh, yeah. Wash your hands. Shall we go back in the
Yeah.
function room
Do
then?
you two want a tea or a coffee?
Oh, we'd love a cup of tea. Very impressed with your Christmas decorations, incidentally.
Is that a coffee?
Well, where's the? I'm loving the candles. Loving the little red candles there. We've got
Christmas
candles in.
tree will go here.
I was going to say, where's the Christmas tree? Oh, and now we're standing in front of, I believe, what is your pride and joy? Your brand new. Is it a Wurlitzer?
It's a Wurlitzer replica.
Wurlitzer replica jukebox, which plays CDs, and it's just fantastic. The technology, you know, and we were just saying this before we started recording. When you see something like that, and like the old ones that worked with vinyl records, and the way that all worked, the mechanical, and you see bits moving and all that, and you think to yourself, why would anyone ever want an MP3 player? Tiny little box.
It's
Do you know what I
technology.
mean? And it's just so wonderful. How much was this gadget?
How much was it?
Yeah.
Brand new, they should be about £7,500.
I hope it's not a stolen goods item.
It's certainly not. I would never have such a thing.
I just hope not as
I've
well.
got your TVs out the back, by the way, you asked for.
Oh, thanks very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, 5 or 6. That's people's presents this year. Wonderful, nice bit of music going on there. Midnight. Are you a singer, Justin?
I'm certainly not singing.
I think we'd like to hear
I
you
am
sing.
an artist, though.
Yes, I know what sort of artist you are. That's wonderful. Right, if you hold my little microphone there, and then we'll come back on here. Have I moved everything here? Just a minute there. Let me sit down here. There we are. Oh, you were out of the picture then. It was actually looking quite good. Eh?
You're so nice to me, Reardon.
I don't mean to be. Thank you. Now, when you first came here, was it busy all the time?
It was absolutely in a terrible state.
Right.
There was no customers, and it was absolutely filthy.
And gradually you've turned that around, haven't you?
Yeah, yeah.
And
it
for
was
a while,
hard.
for how many years did I worked for you on a Friday night for 5 years? 4 years?
I think it was nearly 6, actually.
Was it?
Yeah, it was getting on for 6.
Most of that, it became quite good, but it died off, didn't it?
Thing is, when I first came here 10 years ago, there was nothing around at all. But you've got the big chains, Harvester, Ember Inns, they've all sprung up, and then the town centre was just nothing. But now you've got Debenhams, you've got Pizza Express, you've got all these restaurants.
Yeah.
So people have more choice, and that's where they go now.
Has that affected your business?
Yes, it has.
A little bit or big time?
Also, a lot of businesses have closed or moved out. I mean, we had Kodak head office, which was
I remember
really,
that, yeah.
really,
They used to
really
have their
good customer, but
Christmas meals here, didn't they? And
yeah.
we were actually set up for a Christmas meal tonight, aren't we?
Tonight was our first one.
Your mum's going to go mad.
I know, we'll
Because I
have
have to
to
tell
move
you,
it all back
all
again.
the tables and everything was set out for a meal. Oh, the tea's coming on. Michelle's bought the tea. Thank you, Shell. Are you sure it's just that you just want to come back in again and appear again on our little show?
Pass, thank you.
Oh, you please yourself, my love. You'll be able to show this to your children. You will in years to come.
I'm sure you'll post
When
it
you're a
to
grandmother in next year or possibly the year
years
after.
of me already, darling. When I was a child.
I just hope the social's not watching.
Oh, don't. I've got a bad cough. Yeah, you're ready for this is a Christmas function you're having tonight.
Tonight, yeah.
And your mum's set all the
First one
tables
is only a
out.
small one.
Is this the first one this year?
First one this year.
Your mum's spent a lot of time putting all the tables out, and I've come and moved
And
them all out of
demolished
the way
it.
again.
Demolished it.
She's going to go mad. She will go absolutely mad.
Yes. Shall we have drinks?
I think we'll have the tea. We've only got 10 minutes to go or so. You'll be all right there. Oh my God, how much milk has she put? Let me have it. Oh, she hasn't overdone the milk.
That
has
was
she?
yours.
Oh no, that's fine. Thank you very much. I'll just put it on the floor. We'll probably wait for that, and then we're off to dinner to a carvery, aren't we?
going to
Now,
a
you
carvery.
didn't want to come to a carvery, did you?
I haven't been to a carvery for years.
It's wonderful value. £5. Are your meals that cheap?
Well, they can be. It depends what you want.
Eh? What would
Depends
I
what you
get for
want.
Christmas? Tell me what I would get. What are they getting tonight, and how much is it?
They are having either soup tonight or prawns, fresh prawns.
Did you catch them yourself? Because there's a little river down there.
No,
I bet you
they would
could-
be
I know how
crayfish.
tight you are.
They came fresh from Billingsgate
I know
this
how
morning.
tight you are. You've been up all night with a fishing rod in that little canal down
You
there.
taught me well. You taught me well. Money-saving devices.
Oh dear. Awful.
Do you remember the McDonald advert when they used to have like the cut? You actually helped them do this, didn't you? When they had the bits of carpet on their feet, so the rest of the house had no carpet, but they just had carpet tiles to their feet.
Well, it's a
is
good-
that true? That was you, wasn't it?
That
You
is-
actually wrote that advert.
I like that idea.
Yes.
Why spend money when you don't have to? Now tell
Exactly.
me, we're talking about dinner, so they get soup.
Soup or prawns or pate,
Yeah.
depends their choice. Then they have traditional Christmas turkey.
Who's doing that? Young Peter outside
Yes,
that
he
we were
is.
just talking
And I
to.
will be assisting him later on.
I do hope he won't use the language that was using a moment ago that I've had to bleep out.
The language will be worse tonight. Will be
So
worse.
I don't think I'll use a bleep. It'll just be a little bit of silence.
I think silence would be best.
Huh?
Can you put a little thing over his mouth?
Ugh. It might be a good idea. Turkey and for pudding, not that awful Christmas pudding. I hate
No,
that stuff.
we don't do Christmas pudding because
Why?
nobody actually likes it. to be
No,
honest,
I
over
don't
the
think they
years.
do.
They've got really, really fancy little cupcakes for their dessert,
Oh,
which are all counted apparently, so even I can't have one.
oh, not your
Freshly
mother again.
baked, yes,
Your mother.
iced.
His mother. What's her position here? Is she manager?
Yeah, I guess.
Your mum's manager. She counts everything. I'm serious. She counts everything. I was just saying to you in the kitchen there with Peter. You know, quite often I'd come in on a Friday night and be setting up, and there might be a little function out here who are having a dinner or something like that, and the roast potatoes everywhere. There would, can you believe there was not even one single extra roast potato? It was awful.
Mr. Reardon was looked after.
It was awful. You know, sometimes I'd have to. What I'd do is wait till they'd finished. And I mean, I don't mind having a bit of roast potato off someone's plate when they finished. Usually, I mean, you're all right. I mean, I don't really pick up the ones that look like they've had a bit bitten off them.
Depends on who's been biting them. Though.
So, how much is one of those Christmas meals?
One of the Christmas meals.
Yeah.
It's very good value this year.
How much?
It's $15.99
$15.99.
for a 3-course meal.
What was it last year? Was it 27?
No.
I'm sure it was 27 one year.
It was.
Are you
not
lying to me?
27.
$15.99. Because actually, I think that's quite a good price.
It's $15.99 for 2 courses, or if they want the whole 3
there
courses,
we go. You see,
it's £21.99.
£21, and for that you get another bowl of soup. You're having a laugh.
You get coffee, you get chocolate.
Oh, it's shocking.
You have
and all this stuff
presents,
is all this stuff
all included.
Is all this stuff homemade?
Everything is homemade.
And the custard?
Everything, and the custard.
Oh, good old Peter. He is very, very talented.
Everything is homemade.
Very, very talented, I have
Unlike
to say.
These managed pubs, everything here is fresh.
Oh, I know. Sometimes there are pubs, certain chains, and they advertise all this wonderful, and there's a picture of it, and it looks so samey.
It's all samey.
If you and me went out for a meal and they gave the plate would be almost identical, same shaped potatoes, and that's not eating.
It's all processed.
It's not eating.
Processed food, and it's also microwave.
I don't know how they got the audacity to call some of these people chefs.
They're not.
It's just come straight out of the freezer in the microwave for 2 minutes, and it's not the same. Tell me. We've had the no smoking now 2 years now, isn't it? 2.5 years.
Time flies, yeah.
2.5 years.
Yep.
At first, did that affect you big time?
Hugely.
At first.
It still has.
In a percentage, if 100 people were in here on the last day of the smoking, how many were here 4 weeks after that?
40%. It hit us hard.
So you went from 100 to 40.
Totally.
But what about now, 2.5 years on? Have they started to drift back, or are you still...
A lot of people have given up. Some people have drifted back. And, I mean, smoking's not fashionable anymore anyway. And as a smoker myself, I actually like it to be smoke-free. It's nice.
Yeah.
But I think they should have done pubs where you can have an area inside for smokers.
But the trouble is with that, it doesn't matter where this area is. The smoke will always drift through.
No, but
isn't that why? I don't know. I mean, I'm 10 years on you. I'm 10 years older than you. I can remember when I had smoke. I can remember when I had smoking in cinemas on one side.
I can remember that.
And you used to think, why bother? Because it just drifts across anyway. However, Heathrow Airport. Last time I was in Heathrow Airport was nearly 3 years ago, and there was a smoking section in there, and it was like awful. But it worked. The smoke somehow did not drift out of there. They must have had some
extractors,
extractors going, very powerful extractors, and that worked.
There was a bar in New York that sadly, I mean, there've been no smoking
longer than us.
Longer than us. It was 2001, I think.
Right.
They clicked over, but a bar sadly not there anymore. But they had a smoking bar, and it was just through a door. It was freezing in there because the aircon was so fierce.
Right.
But you could sit at the table and you wouldn't smell it. It was gone. People
would smoke, and I mean, you've got extractors here, but I remember working in here a couple of Christmas Eves ago, well, about 4 Christmas Eves ago. And I mean, it was fully on, because I held a bit of paper to your extraction thing, and it sucked the paper, so it was like it was working, but it just can't cope.
No,
you know, when you've got a load of people smoking. No. So you actually prefer it now?
I prefer it. In restaurants especially, but in pubs, if there's no food involved or kids or anything like that, then I think they should have been strict guidelines so you could apply for a smoking licence if you like, but you have to adhere to certain things. You have to have really fierce extraction, segregated units, windows, doors, or whatever, a separate area. It would have worked.
Double doors or something.
It would have been
like
expensive, but it would have worked. But people would have had that choice. But unfortunately,
would you have paid that money to?
Yes, I
would. Thousands of pounds to have. So I mean, this room here, for example, you could have dedicated this.
You could have, yes,
as a smoking room, I suppose.
Could have.
But what you did, you actually dedicated when we had before the smoking ban came in as a non-smoking room.
This was.
And it didn't work, did it?
No,
it didn't work. No one would come in.
No.
I remember sitting out there in that corner, and no one came in here. Maybe it was just me.
No, it was the smoking.
Are you sure?
And the insults.
What insults? I hardly say a word to anyone.
I'm not saying anything.
How rude.
I'm not saying anything.
Well, there we are.
We can't say anything on air.
That's it. You get a quick chance now to advertise your Christmas and New Year's Eve.
Chris Reardon, from 7:30, Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve.
playing the music and insulting everyone.
Fabulous.
Justin, thank you very much for being on the show today.
Thank you.
All right, and that's it for today. Don't forget, join in on the email, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. The next show will be an email catch-up show, okay, because we've fallen a little bit behind with those. Once again, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. From Justin.
See ya.
I'll see you soon. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Bye-bye now.